All right, you guys, what's going on? What's going on? Back with another video. Joshua Tree here in the building. All right. In this particular video, I want to talk about discomfort from a different angle. Being that I've been working a lot on building up my business, putting myself more out there, having the goal of quitting my 9 to 5. I think this would be a very great video for right now, where we at in our journeys. And I just want to share a little bit of perspective, a little bit of a heightened spiritual perspective of how I'm seeing discomfort and changing my relationship with discomfort. Okay. So this video is for anybody who is struggling with getting out of their head and getting more into their creativity and what that may look like for you. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all going through this experience. So before I get into the video, of course, I want to share with you guys that I do offer one-on-one inner child coaching. It's a 12-week program for people who are interested in doing inner child work. I'm also a breathwork facilitator. I will be hosting a breathwork event June 8th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it's a virtual breathwork event for women only. And I highly recommend that you guys try to attend this event because you can literally, and I mean literally, um, release so much trauma, so much emotional baggage within a 20 minute time span. So it's extremely powerful. Definitely check out my testimonies on my website because I really don't have to speak for it. It really is a powerful thing. All right. And so now we got the commercial out the way. Let's get into this video. So one thing I've realized, all right, about entrepreneurship is that you are going down a path not to support the people, not to generate the money that you feel you deserve, not to quit the 9 to 5, not to have, and well, I'm not going to say that because you're going to embody that, but it's not so much for just because you don't like your environment or where you're at in your life. You're going through this experience for inner transformation. And so, if you don't have a healthy relationship with discomfort, then you will struggle through this transformation. And so, I did make a video for people who haven't seen it. Please go watch it. I did make a video on what is your relationship with discomfort. If you have a bad relationship with discomfort, this will hinder you in your progression towards what it is that you're trying to do because we're constantly in a state of discomfort or uncomfortability. So, what I start to realize is that since I've been going down this path, I realized that being uncomfortable is the being uncomfortable is like the king, okay? And being creative is the queen. So I realized that with God, the universe, source is trying to teach us about this being uncomfortable and having to break out of that comfort zone is this is our chance. This is our moment to actually create. This is our moment to show the world and show ourselves that we have the ability to create anything that we want. So I realize every time we're in a space of discomfort, we're in a space of being uncomfortable, and we know that we're trying to get to a certain part in our journey or in our life, that uncomfortable feeling comes about. And so, excuse me, it could do one of two things. Either you feed into the discomfort and you become inactive, or you get creative, you become active, and you produce and you put out what it is that you're trying to do. So I'm starting to look at discomfort like a blessing. I'm starting to look at it like I'm so grateful that I have discomfort in my life. I'm so grateful that I can feel this because this is a signal. This is an indicator that I have the power within me to create whatever I want based on the discomfort. So, say for instance, I'm trying to quit my 9 to 5, right? If I'm trying to quit my 9 to 5, I know that I have to create something that's going to replace this 9 to 5. And so my body is completely uncomfortable because I don't know what safety looks like, knowing that I'm about to create something that never existed before. I don't know what the safety is going to look like or the security is going to look like because I'm I'm so accustomed to working a 9 to 5. So that is something also as a layer to why people don't do the things that they want to do, is because they don't know if it's going to be secured enough to where they can quit their 9 to 5. But regardless of that, I'm realizing that I have the power to create. And that power of creation comes out every single time when I'm met with a challenge that requires me to think differently, that requires me to be more creative and start to create this package that I can present to the world to support people in their needs, et cetera, et cetera. But it only comes out when it's met with resistance. If I'm sitting in the house watching TV, I'm not necessarily being creative. I'm just watching television. But the power to create comes out when I have a problem and I need a solution for it. And I do my research and I find out that there's nobody in this whole entire world has created a solution for this. This is my opportunity to be creative. So I started to realize like my creativity I value so much because it lines me up with God. It aligns me up with God's source. It aligns me up with the universe. It aligns me up with it is I deem the creator. And so this relationship that I have with discomfort has become a sacred practice, to where I honor the discomfort. I actually allow it to come into the body. I allow it to come into my existence because now this is my moment to show that I have the God particle residing inside of me. I have God consciousness residing inside of me. I have creativity residing inside of me. And therefore, I use what I have. Use thou wilt. Versus like, oh shit, I feel discomfort. I feel stress. I feel anxiousness. I don't know what to do. That is not our true innate identity. That is not our true nature, to completely just freeze up and not do or not create or not be or not act as we supposed to, or guided to, or you know, the message that you receive from God what to do. We don't act on it. That's not who we are. So if we're identifying with that part of ourselves, we will always have the result of not doing what it is we're supposed to do, or staying on the sofa and just watching television and and letting life pass us by, feeling shitty as fuck on the inside because we know we're supposed to be doing what we want to do, but we don't have the faith, we don't have the courage, we don't have the bravery, or quite simply, we're identifying with the limited part of ourselves that is telling us in our minds that we can't or cannot do these certain things. But regardless of all that, like I said, I'm developing a heightened and more respectful relationship for discomfort because it's allowing me to stir up my recipe, put it in a pot, taste it, see how I like it first, and then give it to the world. So we all are like, let's say, a cosmic chef. We all have a recipe inside of us, and only we know the ingredients. But we will never know if other people like the taste if we don't serve the dish. And a lot of us have the recipe on standby. It's still cooking in a pot. We have it simmering. It's on warm. And we never grabbed the plate and served it. We're still waiting. I know a lot of fucking people that are so fucking creative, it's insane. And they never put that creation to use because of all the trauma, all of the negative thought patterns. The environment is not conducive or supportive. They don't believe in themselves. There should be way more millionaires in 2025. This should not be something that is considered to be abnormal. It should be normal at this point because every millionaire is a creator. Naturally, every not only naturally, but every millionaire embraced their creativity, and that's what make them who they are today. So for the people who may have the belief of millionaires or rich people or sinister or they're evil, go ahead and delete that shit, because these motherfuckers are creators. While whoever this person is has the mindset of rich people are evil, but you're broke. So you're gonna be a commentator, but on the sideline, being a spectator, and you're gonna send out all your criticism of how rich people are evil, but you're broke. You have no money. And I'm not saying like, oh, money is the every. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we can have any life that we want, any life that we desire, and all it takes is creativity. That's what I'm saying. And so they utilize their creativity to create whatever life that they want. You don't have to have a lot of money. It's not about the money. It's about the creativity. If you say, look, I want to go off the grid and live in a cottage or whatever like that on a small piece of land that doesn't require no electrical unit or no water supply. I'm just going to live off the village people. That's creativity. Yes, you got to find a way to get there. You got to think about it. You got to really think to yourself, how can I make this happen? That requires creative thinking. The rationality that's going to come in, of course, because it's going to try to protect you and say, I don't know if that's going to work. Blah, 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 blah. But outside of all that, that requires creative thinking. We all have this inside of us. We are the creator. So out of being the creator is creativity. And out of creativity, we create. So this message is for people who are going through the struggles, because I'm going through it too, goddammit. You know you're supposed to get up and do something for your business, do it. When you feel that discomfort, think about your godhood. Think about who you truly are. Think about what you have residing inside of you, the essence of who you are. Not the part of you that has been programmed into you and socially conditioned to believe. Not that part. If you listen to that part every time, you would never move a muscle. And that's what most of us are doing. We listen to that thoughts in our head telling us all these things we can't do. And if you can disassociate from that part of yourself, you win half the motherfucking battle. Because that's the only thing that's stopping us from doing what we're doing in the first place. It's our thoughts. So to end off this video, like I said, look at discomfort in a different setting. Look at it, reframe it in a more sacred practice, because now it's giving you the opportunity to become creative. If you're not making a lot of money at your job and you know you need a second stream of income, that means you need to be creative. That means you need to think about something. Think about something that you have worked on within yourself. Start paying attention to the collective. What can you offer to the world? What is your secret recipe that no one else has? And you get creative. You start cooking that shit up, whipping it, and you put it out to the world. Boom, you got a second income that quick. What? You got a second stream of income that fast? All right, do it again. And then do it again and do it again. Stay creative. Stay in your creativity. If you struggle with creativity, if you find yourself not able to be creatively thought provoking, it can be stemmed from your inner child. It could be due to your inner child, your childhood experiences, to where that part of you got shut down for whatever reason. You got to rescue that part of yourself, and you need to revamp, you need to resurrect that part of yourself so you can get back to your God frequency. You can't escape none of this that we're doing this whole entire existence. You have to heal to some type of degree. These have the understanding. These have the awareness to some type of degree. Because then you'll know what's preventing you from moving forward. Get to the root so you understand the cause. If you just don't know if you don't know the root, then you're gonna keep having causations and you're not gonna know what to point it to. You're not gonna know. You're gonna say, "Oh, it's them." You're gonna blame it on somebody or some shit like that. You're gonna play victim. You ain't gotta do that in 2025. Get to the root of it. What is causing you to have these experiences? Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna let y'all go. But before I go, drop a comment below. You know, I like the little rhyme or whatever like that. And let me know you resonate with this video. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know how you feel about it. And on that note, peace.